fires one towards the goal. That's going to be gloved by Travis Ridgen. Well, this is more like it.
This is Slangin' the Biscuit. Here's Travis Ridgen and Dave Wheeler.
Ladies and gentlemen, lads and ladies, welcome back inside the greatest hockey show on earth. My name is Travis Ridgen. I spent 4 years playing professional hockey, but I'm spending tonight with your mom, giving her a kiss on the cheek on my way out the door.
Here we go.
My co-host, this guy had the nickname during junior hockey of Cheeks Clappinin', and he will absolutely show you a good time with the one-eyed monster. And no, folks, I'm not talking about that eye injury he had playing junior hockey, a puck to the eye, get your head out of the gutter. We're talking about a slick puck-moving D-man. He's also had the top morning radio show in the city of Winnipeg, Las Vegas, Manitoba, for over 20 years, since February of 2003. His name is Dave Wheeler. Welcome back inside Slinging the Biscuit for the final episode, final show.
Final, what we'll call live show or recent show. And let me pump your tires for a second. Trav has been doing an amazing job all winter long of working us both to the bone, lining up interviews with some amazing human beings, majority of them who have played professional hockey.
A couple scumbags mixed in there too.
We'll let you decide that. Now, that's going to be rolling out every single Sunday. We ain't missing a beat for the entire summer, all the way through until the start of the NHL season next October. So well done for you for lining up Dale Weiss, lining up Bill Ranford. I mean, like the list of people is unbelievable. Like I was impressed going, really? We got Chris Mason? Okay, yeah, I'm in. Like, you've done a really good job. Good for you for being annoyingly persistent, for lining all these up. I really think you're going to enjoy these. If you can't wait and you want to see all of the interviews right away, there is an option to do that. You can sign up on the Patreon page, $5 a month.
Or YouTube channel members as well, $5. Get
there
you
every
single episode right now. We're an independent show. All questions get asked. No stone is unturned. One of the downsides of that is bringing money in the door with sponsors. So if you want to help us keep the lights on so that way we can have more interviews just like this where we ask the questions that you will not see on any other show, that's how you can support us and get access to every single episode, plus free merch and perks. Mm-hmm. What are you waiting for? There's a link down in the description. Also, I'm going to find myself $1 for last week. I forgot to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. I do get a little bit nervous.
And there's one sitting right here.
You got two boys.
And one guy who's nervous about checking the mailbox every Father's Day.
I do get nervous checking the mailbox every Father's Day. Thinking, God, I hope nobody sends any mail. Shit.
We got to receive for another year. Yeah.
It's just a tax man. No women collecting alimony, which I guess is very comparable to
well, one's your dad, one's your daddy.
Well, and also, too, thank you to everybody that's listened to the show. We've been going 3 years, every single Sunday. We usually miss Christmas because nobody's listening on Christmas. But thank you to you from the bottom of our hearts for listening to the show, supporting us every single Sunday. Whether you found us on TikTok, you found us on Instagram, I'd actually like to know that. If everybody wants to leave a comment down below, how did you find the show? What continues to bring you back here? I would love to hear that because some of the voicemails, some of the personal Instagram messages that I get, found you on TikTok. Some guy on Twitter was tripping you guys. I thought I was going to get a good laugh at you guys. You actually have a great show. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear it. And thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for listening to the show and making it possible because, we're just two dudes in an interrogation room without you listening to the show. So
okay, so when we were in Regina, I had lunch with an old colleague of mine, Lachlan Cross, for all you Saskatchewanites. He does the sports show across the province, so riders and everything. He's a good dude. I've known him for the better part of 20 years.
Shout out North Battleford.
And he was telling me about Maddox Schultz, and I said, Maddox Schultz? And he goes, yeah, he's a kid from the area, from the Regina area. I got drafted by the Pats, coincidentally, and he's going to be playing in the Western League. Apparently, he is the next insert your favorite hockey player here, whether it be Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky, Sidney Crosby, whoever that is. He is the Connor Bedard. Maddox Schultz is the heir apparent for the NHL.
That's awesome.
That's
exciting.
Really exciting.
Did I tell I dated a girl from North Battleford one time? Sorry,
on purpose?
On purpose,
okay.
Imported her from North Battleford to Winnipeg.
Okay.
But yeah, that's once upon a time. That's where my brain went. The ADHD. What a powerful.
So she was the whipped cream bikini, basically saying, "You're my ticket out of here." Is that what it was?
No, I said, "Come on down for a good time," and then she'd never left.
Oh yeah, that'll do it too. That's what happens when you live in a bathroom stall, I suppose. I'm kidding, North Battleford. I like you on average.
Aren't they one of the most dangerous towns in Saskatchewan, Battleford?
Yeah, but not the Battlefords. It's two completely separate cities, sir.
North and south?
That's correct.
I saw a stat the other day that apparently Saskatoon has one of the cheapest rents in all of Canada for one bed. Wow. Winnipeg's getting up there at like 14, 1,500. Edmonton, Calgary's well over 16. Saskatoon, one bed, $1,000 in Canada. Unheard of.
Impressive.
Maybe we should move there.
It is a great city. I really, truly enjoy Saskatoon.
It was fantastic when we were last summer.
Yeah.
I just signed a new lease on a new apartment in Vancouver starting in the summer.
And you still have both your legs and arms? That's impressive.
I
thought the damage deposit was a limb.
Well, the kidney's gone.
Well, there you go.
I got 2 of those. So, but the average rent in Vancouver is like $2,500 a month. I negotiated a smoking deal at $2,200 a month. I don't know how I did it. I've always haggled my rent in Vancouver down from the asking price. I got to be the only guy to leave Winnipeg and never let the Winnipeg leave him.
Are you renting from Starbucks? 'Cause I've seen you game that system really well.
Well, I'm not going to tell everybody where I live because I don't want people showing up at my home uninvited. But I'm living by the beach and I'm looking forward to it.
Good for you.
It's going to be awesome.
Good for you. So what does that mean for your playing career coming up next season?
We'll have some updates hopefully in the fall. Nothing transpiring at this moment in time, but it's still early. We're middle of June.
All right.
So I'll keep you posted as that comes on. Speaking of the beach, I heard an amazing story from the Florida Panthers locker room. For the Cup final, the Panthers were staying at the JW Marriott in downtown Edmonton. JW Marriott Ice District. It's the tallest, if not the second tallest building in the city. I've stayed there. Beautiful hotel. They got a great spread of the buffet on the 40-something floor. Great view of the old CN rail lines and the whole Grant MacEwan University. But so the Florida Panthers, they're having a sauna, a team sauna, the day before Game 5. The entire team is in there, Paul Maurice included, Big Dong Paul and everybody. They finish up their team sauna. They go for team dinner. Like, that is a real tight-knit group of guys. And you see the clips from after the games of Marchand walking in the locker room, the energy they got going on there. They're shooting rats at him. You called it a couple weeks ago. Is this team not have the best glue in the entire league?
Well, I think basically I said a couple weeks ago when the series started, and I think it's come to fruition, that the guys in the Edmonton Oilers locker room were playing for Connor McDavid. The guys in the Florida Panther locker room were playing for Paul Maurice. Now, I think both of those systems work, but based on what we saw, maybe one outweighs the other.
Well, here's a stat for you. Corey Perry the Worm, over 10 goals in the 2025 playoffs.
Yeah.
And when you compare the Worm to Mitch Marner, making way more money, who had 8 goals in a 6-year span. The Worm, 10-plus in 2025 as a grizzled vet in the league over 20 years. Mitch Marner, 8 goals, 6 years.
Now, Corey Perry has said he wants to come back next year, and I don't blame him. He's going to play as a 41-year-old.
Did I tell you when I bumped into Corey Perry in the elevator of the JW Marriott?
Yeah, you did tell me that. Tell it again for those that don't know.
So I'm in Edmonton. This is early 2024, JW Marriott Ice District, and I'm in the elevator going down from the 20th floor. Elevator stops. Who walks in? Corey Perry. I'm in the elevator, just me and Corey Perry. And this is like right after he got booted out of Chicago. And I could sense the second he walked in and he was stuck with me, I can get that energy of like, oh, is this guy going to make a comment about the whole Chicago Blackhawks thing? I could sense that. So I'm looking down at the floor and I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy. And I noticed he had a really nice pair of shoes on. And I looked down, I looked up and I said, some nice shoes, dude. And he looks at me and he cracks his smile. He's like, oh, thanks, man. And then he gets out of the elevator. That was it. That was my interaction with Corey Perry. Shared an elevator with him. Had a nice.
Do you think it was as memorable for him?
I mean, I'd be curious.
You know, the only guy that noticed my shoes was this big, tall, goofy-looking guy with glasses.
With a good beard. He was sexy and humble, 6'5".
Pretty sure I used to see him modeling underwear.
Paris, I got a question for you. Do you remember that guy in the elevator that asked about your shoes? Oh, yeah, the only guy that week that didn't ask when we crushed Connor Bedard's mom. Yeah, I remember him. That was very memorable. I just came up from having a spread on the 40th floor of the JW Marriott, the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah. Spread. Anyways, I'm really curious to see, do you think teams are lining up for him in the offseason?
Perry or Marner?
Perry.
Would you want to go to the Cup final and lose?
Do you want to go to the Cup final? I think ownership would take that option over not every single time. It gives you a chance.
He's scoring goals, glue guy. Game 5, we're down 3-0 after the first period. Guys, wake up.
Look, outside of him getting drunk at Chicago at the no, truthfully, outside of getting drunk at the wrong function and saying the wrong thing, he was unbelievable. Look at Bedard since he left. Look at
Bedard's mom.
No, okay, stop. Just leave that out of it. Stop it. But look at Bedard's production since Corey Perry left. Tell me he was not a positive influence on him.
Had to have been.
I'm just saying, when Obi-Wan loses Qui-Gon, he's got to forge his own path.
We have a voicemail line. Call it. And this is going to be the voicemail episode. The majority of the show is going to be voicemails. I've owned this. My travel has made it almost impossible to do voicemails on the road for a couple of shows. We have almost 50 voicemails for this week.
Yep.
Some, I don't know if they're proper vocabulary, proper English, so there may be some that have to be skipped, but if you left a message, we're going to get to them in a second. I have one last stat for you. Friend of the show, Sergei Bobrovsky joined Elite Company. He became one of 6 goalies in NHL history to rack up 10-plus road wins in a single playoffs. He joined companies such as Chad Kroger's good friend Mika Kiprusoff, Andrei Vasilevsky, Jordan Binnington, and Braden. I got denied entry into the United States because I tried to import my pet turtles, Holtby.
Pretty good company.
10-plus road wins, not bad. Not bad at all.
That's pretty good company.
Would you have started Skinner or Pickard, looking back?
Bill Ranford. Bill Cujo, I would have pulled somebody out of the rafters. And again, I'm hanging this at the feet of Stan Bowman. Back on the trade debt. We don't need goaltending. Okay. Look, I understand the situation we're in right now. I get it. I get it.
He did have a good series against Dallas, so I get them giving him a little bit of wiggle room. But when you get burned early and you get smoked for 5 goals in Game 3, and then you give up a 3 spot in the first period, you have 9 goals in 4 periods.
Look, in the grand scheme of things, did it matter? No, because they were banking on everyone in front of the crease. That's what it came down to. That's what it came down to.
We have a voicemail. Leave us one. We're going to get to that in a second. But first, this voicemail segment in this show is presented by JLab Audio, the official headphone and earbud of the show.
Slow down. Say it deeper. So good.
You're so creepy.
So good. Hey, give me some ASMR.
Stop that. JLab is the official headphone and earbud of Sling and Biscuit Podcast. And this summer, whether you're looking for an in-ear earbud for your run, for your walk, for your bike ride, or you're just looking to listen to something at the gym that's over the ears and you can just drown out the outside world with some active noise canceling.
I run this thing with the lawnmower. Can't hear the lawn, and I got a noisy lawnmower. And the noise canceling.
Well, and if you're looking for an over-the-ear headphone like that, their over-the-ear active noise canceling headphone has over 40 hours of playback with the noise canceling on, 70 hours without. They have a Be Aware mode, which is active noise canceling. They have cloud foam ear cups, which are super comfortable. You can connect to any device via Bluetooth and up to 2 devices at a time. Super fast charging. And the wireless sport earbuds, designed for all sorts of outdoor activities. 26 hours of Bluetooth playback. They're sweat-proof. They have a no-slip strip, so they're going to grip onto your ears quite nicely. And right now, if you go to the link in the video description, you click on that link, and you use our code BISKIT, which is BIZKIT. You're going to get yourself 10% off the entire collection from JLab, the official headphone and earbud of Sling the Biscuit Podcast this summer. And thank you to them for sponsoring this show and making it possible. What are you waiting for? Pick one up today. And they are also the sponsor for the voicemail. So we are going to answer your voicemails for the final time this summer with these amazing JLab headphones. Let's begin.
Hey, Dave, Travis. Hope you're doing well. Just leaving you a voicemail here about a comment you made on the latest podcast. You said, "Shut up, Oiler fans. You don't have a Ben Sherratt, you don't have a Tyler Myers, or a guy where you go, that's the cornerstone of our defense." Could you explain how you arrived at these 2 examples? And if you are still dead set on these 2 examples, can you explain how 6'4", 225 Matthias Ekholm not fit this category? Thank you.
That's a great point. I'm not going to lie. That is a great point. But when you ask a fan of the NHL, I'm not talking about an Oiler fan. You ask a fan of the NHL, who do they say? Oh, tell me what they have in front of us. Oh, McDavid and Draisaitl. Unbelievable. Nugent Hopkins. You will name every single one of their forwards before you get down to their defense. That's not a cornerstone of your team. Ekholm was unbelievable. There's no doubt. He's unbelievable. But he's not a cornerstone piece. He is not the one that sets the tone. And the amount of goals that the Oilers have allowed this season is proof of that. I ain't saying he's not good. He's great. But they are such an offense-based team. They are not a defense-first team. Go blue line back. They are not a defense team. I'm sorry. They're just not.
Pink Pony Club, baby. Let's go.
How's it going, boys? Love the show. Found you guys through my friend SW on Twitter. And I've been watching ever since. I'm calling from Detroit, and I'm just wondering, because about the state of the Eyes are playing. We've seen Detroit these last couple of years. They look like they might be able to do something. This might be the year to make the playoffs, and then they fall apart in March, and then they end up just missing it. And I'm wondering, because we're at a point in the Yzer plan where we've had a lot of time drafting these prospects, and we're kind of starting to see them now, whether it be Casper or Evanson coming up. I'm just wondering, at a certain point, is Detroit going to be better off doing what they're doing by just keep drafting and drafting more people? Or at what point do we just have to open up the books and start going in free agency? They've had very lackluster trade deadlines the last couple of years, very lackluster free agency last year. And is it going to be a situation, this team, are they having to improve it through the draft, or are they going to have to open up the checkbooks on July 1st?
It's a great question. You mind if I field this one again?
Steve Kreiserman.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And he's part of this this pitch here, okay? There's a few different variables that pop in mind right away. That's an 06 team. 06 teams never fail for too long. Look at the stats, okay? They never fail for too long. Montreal Canadiens included, they made the Stanley Cup Finals. It was COVID era, I get it, but they still made it there.
Scamdemic.
So it was still, everyone has, the 06 teams have a ramp up. Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs, even them, they've had playoff appearances. They haven't had great success, but they've been on the cusp. They've had great teams, right? One that you can really get behind. The Wings have had a hard time the past few years. I don't disagree with that. Trust in Steve Yzerman. He's kind of going the approach this time around, similar to kind of what he did in Tampa, where it was build through the draft. Kevin Cheveldayoff doing the same thing in Winnipeg. Kind of got screwed over with the whole Buffalo thing. Detroit has had similar situations with a few pieces that have moved here and there. But I think if you trust in Yzerman, he knows what he's doing. He literally built those champions. He built that dynasty in Tampa Bay. Give him some time. Be patient. That 06 team is going to trend up sooner than later.
I like Costa as a goalie. Whenever he's ready, he's going to be a big stud for that team.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the call.
Good morning, fellas. Will Malcolm here.
Howdy.
Vancouver, BC. Sunny Sunday here. Father's Day.
Beautiful.
Going to be enjoying a nice day with my daughter out at White Rock Beach.
Nice.
Have some lunch after. And, just finally getting a call in here. Listening to you guys every Sunday.
Thank you.
I love the pod. I hate how people are always dogging on you guys.
Yeah.
A podcast is meant to be listened to by all, respected by all. And the people that are doing the podcast are allowed to say whatever they want to say about anything. So all these guys hating on you, Trav, they could go and you know what. So, but anyways, Will Malcolm, Vancouver, slinging the biscuit.
Well,
what a voicemail.
Thank you for the call. Touch on your first point, occupational hazard. Second point, I would love to, and hopefully my golf vlog hits the moon.
Hey, boys, just calling back to say thanks again for having the #1 hockey podcast out there that speaks the truth.
Oh, I love you.
What's up with the media? Like, everyone is for the Panthers. Like, it's Oilers Net, TNT, whoever you're watching. All they do is talk about what the Oilers need to do to shut the Panthers down. Nobody's cheering on the Panthers. Also, what the heck is going on with our boy Wallman with all the dives? You swear he's acting. You know, I heard that he got kicked out of Detroit for locker room issues. Then I heard the same thing about the San Jose locker room with all the issues. Like, is this all that the Oilers hired? Like, Perry, Evander Kane, of course, well, we all know about him, but the Oilers fans don't accept the truth. Anyway, boys, have fun watching you guys. Let's enjoy the next week of the Panthers killing the Oilers. And have a great week.
Well, I think one of the reasons why people are talking about what the Oilers have to do is because you have to beat the champ. You can't tie the champ. And I think that's why the media was so heavy on, here's what they need to do. If it was flipped the other way, you'd see a completely reversed approach to it.
I feel like if the Oilers choke too, the media gets way better headlines than if Florida wins.
Mm. Oh, totally.
I think that's pretty fair to say.
Yeah. Well, look at it this way. When it comes to the opposite side of the aisle when it comes to political issues, and I won't say which is which, the one who's not in power always has the bigger voice in media. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. Thanks for the call, by the way.
Hey, Trav. It's me, Elmo. I miss you so much.
Miss you too, little buddy.
Please come under the bridge and play with me. You're so hot.
Tickle me, Elmo.
Oh, magic mushroom trips.
You need to tickle something.
Corporate socialists have hijacked the month of June. It's when corporations like the NHL show off a rainbow logo for what is now known as Pride Month. With such an emphasis on mental health, it is sad that the NHL promotes a movement that has devolved into something that promotes sex in public, grooming children, and racist DEI policies. I know Dave doesn't mind living in a third world country where he has no individual liberties and is not allowed to acquire wealth because of taxes and regulation, but my heart aches for those who don't want to live under Mark Carney's rainbow regime. If the NHL's goal is to bring people together, it needs to stop dividing fans by going back to the days of separate but equal. No fan and no player should be discriminated against because of their sexual orientation, which is an immutable trait, not a choice. Endorsing Pride Month is a sadistic concept that tells fans that they are not equal and that some are better than others. I've said it before and I'll say it again. True hockey fans aren't looking for rainbows, they're looking for the puck. So the NHL needs to stop segregating us.
He torched your ass, by the way, at the start of the call.
Hey, happy Pride.
What was the question? Do I agree that we need more hockey and less other stuff?
More pucks, less cucks, I believe was the exact quote.
Let's just focus on the on ice. Right? Let's drop the puck. Let's play hockey. Let's play hard, nose hard, head into the headboard, deep in the corners, banging bodies. Let's play some hockey.
There's a lot of euphemisms in there.
Hey, Trav, I seen a job posting for the Seattle PWHL expansion team. They're looking for a general manager. Might as well give that a shot.
Oh, man.
Have a good day.
Could you imagine?
Do you think you could ever do the role of a GM or like work your way up as a scout and do all that kind of stuff?
I get fired within 5 minutes.
Really, eh?
All right, gals. We're doing media and sports.
No, I'm just talking about in hockey in general.
Oh. No, I wouldn't last 5 minutes.
No?
You know what I would excel at? HR. Call me into the office to hear my jokes twice. Mr. Ridgen, we wanted to hear that one more time.
I think he'd be great in the social media department of a team.
If the NHL veers off the direction they're going, I would thrive. But until then, no. I'll be more HR meetings. Excellent call, by the way.
Hey, Trav and Whalers. It's Jim from Jersey.
What's up?
Hey, Trav, I'm the guy from Instagram who's always hitting you up for coupons or free stuff or used stuff.
Which one?
I think I'm the only guy who actually listens to you on Rumble because I think I'm the only person that's commented on anything. I love the show. Miss the blog, man. I really wish that, you would listen to Wheeler and actually, go play hockey somewhere. I know it's easier said than done, right? But love the show. Keep it up and, send me some free equipment or coupon codes for Warrior or whatever you got, man.
I got something for you. Here's a free dial tone. Enjoy. No, I'm kidding.
Love how he stuck to the script. I always call for free stuff. I hope you play hockey. You have any more free stuff?
Yeah. Hey, look. Hey, never look a gift horse in the mouth, right?
Thanks for listening on Rumble too. By the way, the show is on Rumble, yep. Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter.
I'm trying to listen to Dave. I would love to go back and play hockey, but I won't do it on any terms. I'm not going to do another setup in the Fed where I get burned and I'm not even dressing and I'm just a practice goalie making videos, giving free promos to the team to help sell jerseys. I'm going to go to a team where I'm actually going to play because I feel like...
Or at least dress.
At least dress. Like I don't have to play 50 games a year. If I went to a Fed team, I play 15 games a year and I'm dressing for 3/4 of them. That's a fantastic deal. I take that any day of the week. A senior team, if I'm playing half the games or even coming up to, a quarter of the games, I'll take that deal any day of the week. The people like yourself that watch the videos and I'm not even dressing, I feel like you're getting scammed by the team. I'm scamming you because I'm promising that I'm going to come play for the team. I'm playing for these teams and there's a lot of optimism and then I'm not even dressing. I'm not going to do that to you. And I'm not going to do that to myself. I can do it, but I don't have to. Is that fair?
Fellas, good morning from the state of Pennsylvania and happy Friday.
Hey, shout out Oakmont. Wow. Holy moly. By the way, really quickly, I wanted to mention this earlier. Talked about banning and whatnot. Wyndham Clark, did you hear the story about Wyndham Clark at the U.S. Open?
No.
Oh. So the only one player shot under par the entire tournament. That was the winner, JJ Spawn. Okay, he shot 1 under, and he made a putt from the neighboring state. Like it was 3-putt territory. He needed 2 to win, and he sinks it in 1. Like it was miles long. after a rain delay. It was a perfect storybook ending. But Wyndham Clark, who did not play well, and keep in mind, a lot of these pros were shooting in the 80s. In the 80s, he went down to the locker room and just laid scorched earth, like popping holes in locker doors and ripping doors off, like went nuts. From what I've read on Twitter, and again, I haven't found the actual story, banned from the U.S. Open.
Lifetime ban, even though he won?
Lifetime ban, even though he is well, he didn't win. Did Wyndham Clark win? Yeah, he won an Open. He won a major. Anyways, hilarious.
I had to spend $26 million to refurbish the entire 86 floor, but it was worth every second.
It was worth it. Sorry, back to
Beautiful
Penn.
morning here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Giving you boys a shout.
Love you.
Dan and Trevor, you guys have been great to listen to. Appreciate your takes. Had some bad takes. But hey, you know what? It's all about free speech and dialogue, right? That's what I appreciate most from you boys.
Yep.
Hey, wanted to point something out about that incredible Game 7 overtime winner. Not only was that a career-altering win by Connor Hellebuyck, but hey, that Game 7 overtime winner doesn't happen without that brutal turnover by Braden Shen.
Yeah.
There have been some big-name players making some big-time mistakes throughout these playoffs so far.
Great phone call. And as you can tell, we're digging into the archives now from a month ago. So, yeah, you might hear some commentary on series that are long gone.
Love the pod, boys. Been watching for just a few months now.
Thanks, Zach.
Followed Trav way back in the day. I'm a fellow goalie. Played in the G over here in Ontario. But major point is, big Leafs fan. I want to hear you guys talk more about Matthews, what you think about him postseason. Willie Stiles, absolute menace out there. He's killing it. So just want you to put some respect on the Leafs here, okay? We're up 2-0 against Florida. It's going to keep coming. I also want to hear more about Hellebuyck and how he's been a bit of a sieve postseason, Trav, because I know you love him, but he's not looking too hot out there, right, buddy? So look forward to watching the next epi, and go Leafs, go. I want to see you guys channel your inner biz, okay?
Can we talk
Bleed
about
blue, baby.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
Can we talk about Austin Matthews for a second? The fact the story came out that when Austin Matthews was beginning hockey, his mom was working 2 jobs. She was working full-time, 40 hours a week at Starbucks, and working full-time at a restaurant. Now, that would not pay the bills to even survive today because of the rate in which they're debasing the currency. But the fact that she just slugged it out 80 hours a week just for her son to play hockey. Shout out to Mrs. Matthews.
I have a theory that once Phoenix gets their team back,
he's going there.
The NHL will make it work that he goes back and he is the poster boy for that franchise to really make sure that they dig their roots in.
Thoughts and prayers to any of the fathers that's daughters are going to ASU. We are thinking of you.
Oh, please stay at Mullet Arena.
You two brain dead idiots should have never made a hockey podcast when all you do is talk shit about shit you don't know. The only sticks you guys know about is the ones that get hard in your pants when you two bathe together.
I do know that one.
That old he looks like a ventriloquist dummy, and that gay goalie, he looks like he still goes to high school parties to pick up girls. I hope you two get 2 wives for each other. Maybe you share them, you dumb swingers. But I hope you guys get a good wife who treats you well, and I hope that she leaves your fucking ass for a nice Mexican man named Neymar. You two can lick from the butt to my balls.
Mucho gracias.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Well, you do have a wife, so
how are you so right on all of those points?
Well, you have a wife, but I'm single, so you're closer in that prediction than I am. What was his name? Numo?
No, Neymar. He was mentioning a footy player. Yeah. Anywho.
Thanks for the call. We air all calls.
What's up, boys? Just wanted you guys to think about it amongst yourselves and rank the top 25 NHL players active right now.
Oh,
let's go 5. Let's go 5.
Okay,
top 5.
Go. Okay, I'll give you my starting lineup. In net, Connor Hellebuyck. On the point, am I allowed to pick Dustin Byfuglien? No, I'm not. I'm allowed to pick Ekholm. I'll take him from the Oilers based on the call we got earlier. I will take. This is hard. I'm not allowed to pick any retired players. All my favorite defensemen are retired players.
Or filed bankruptcy.
Oh yeah, maybe. Who's a really hard-nosed defenseman that I love right now? Having a hard time thinking of one.
McCarr? Not hard-nosed, but...
Not hard-nosed, but yeah, for the offense, I'll take him. Okay, good call. I'll take
Jacob
Trouba? Trouba I would love. My God, you're right. Man, this is tough. I can't do this on short notice. I'll take McDavid up front with Draisaitl and...
You want me to go?
Go.
I'm going Bob and net. I'm going to go Jacob Trouba on the right-hand D. I'm going to go Carlson, left-hand D. I want some sick flow, sick style with some big hits, big, quick puck-moving D-man. I'm going to go Draisaitl at the middle, Diamond Hands, Amesbury on the right side, so nobody's touching Big Dry, the German tank. And on the left side, going Ovi. One-time tease, Draisaitl get on the puck. Let's go.
You know what? I think I'm actually going to take Marchand on my other wing.
The rat.
You need a rat, man. I'm not saying I love the guy. I'm not saying I love his style of play, but you need a guy like that on your team.
Can we appreciate the rat for a second? 6 goals, 2 GWGs. He's mucking cookie dough blizzards in between the intermissions. They're shooting rats at him. This dude only does everything at 37 years young.
Whatever it takes. By the way, I love the fact that Shaquille O'Neal was on the New Heights podcast last week, and they asked him to pick his all-time starting lineup and put himself at center. God love him.
Stud.
As you should.
Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself, right?
Hi, Dave and Trav. It's Adrian calling from Acton, Ontario.
What's up?
First off, before I go into what I want to say, Trav, you absolutely cooked so hard in that last episode, your closing statement on the last episode. I just can't believe how people are okay with being poor in this country. 10 years of the same government, and people are okay with expensive groceries. They're okay with not being able to afford a house, not being able to live, not being able to move out of their parents' basement. I just don't understand the logic with the voters in this country.
Can you pause that for a second?
They all voted for Carney because they...
H&R Block came out with a stat the other day. Now, I don't file at H&R Block. I have personal accountant. 85% of people filing at H&R Block are living to paycheck. And it also turns out that 15% of them are also good liars. So everybody's living paycheck to paycheck if you're on H&R Block.
Right.
Carry on.
They were scared of this whole Maple MAGA propaganda, which never ended up being true. Carney is not going to do shit about these tariffs, and it's already proof that he is not. Because look what happened the other day with Carney visiting Trump at the Oval Office, and Trump says, my stance on the tariffs towards Canada has not changed, and it is what it is. That's literally what he said, word for word. So to everyone that voted red, everyone that voted Carney, all of you elbows up, boomer retards, y'all got played. So I'm sorry about my language, but I can't believe it.
You're a frustrated Canadian. I get it. Go contact YPS.
You kiss your mother with those lips?
YPS, Yucatan Property Scouts. Get out.
But
no, seriously, get out.
Get them out of there.
Get out.
Get them out of there.
Get out.
If I could, real quick, just full transparency disclaimer, because this is the last episode of the season, and you're watching this if you're a loyal listener. I think we're going to start deviating away from the politics for the next little bit.
Over the summer, when we have no new episodes, there'll be no politics.
If you want us to keep talking about actual politics and keep it real, you have to support the Patreon. You got to support the channel member stuff. It's getting harder and harder to keep sponsors on the show talking about this type of stuff. If you don't care, we'll rein it back and we'll cut out some of the politics. But if you want us to keep that in, you have to support us on YouTube channels member or Patreon, or we can't do it. It's just not feasible for the show to stick around long term. I don't want to be the bad news bearers. If you love it, support us. If not, that's what's going to happen with the show moving forward in the next season.
And get some headphones from JLab.
JLab, promo code BISCUIT, 10% off. Thank you. Next call.
Hey, fellas, it's the Garage Man here reporting live from the second best city in Saskatchewan, Regina.
Hey.
I'm just thinking we should turn National Hot Dog Day into a stat. We're busting our ass in the field right now, and I think that we could use another day off. Could make up a garbage holiday for the second as well. You get the first, second, third off. I mean, that sounds pretty damn good to me. But, no, we got enough garbage holidays that I feel like we could just add some more onto the list. So we're going to go with that one. Take care, Trav. Wheeler, Regina's the best. You'll never forget it. Take care, boys. Peace.
That was our cameraman at Deer Valley.
In Regina.
What a beauty.
National Hot Dog Day.
And listen, we had some great dogs at the end of the round.
You want to know how I like my hot dogs on National Hot Dog Day? Plain, because I'm a nail gun. Toasted and plain.
In one gulp, too, just straight down the gullet. Doesn't even chew. Just
See my ex-girlfriend have a hot dog before? Wait, which one? I'm getting to the point where I feel like I've had too many ex-girlfriends, to be honest with you.
Next phone call.
Yo, what's up? This is Lamar.
Lamar.
Calling in, leaving a voicemail, talking to my homie Travis. Travis, I appreciate you. You know this. I've been a fan for years, but I have an issue with one thing, brother. The Vancouver may be a beautiful city, but they absolutely blew it for y'all in that last election. Basically, far left radicals blew it and elected that monkey elbows up Connie when that Puliev, whatever his name is, sitting there waiting in the wings. So far left radicals, and I want to hear your take. Cheers, bro.
First of all, get a manly dog. I'm totally playing. I love dogs. Any breed.
It's the great decline, man. I've given up on politics. We're not going to talk about politics moving forward in the show unless you want to support us on channel members or Patreon to keep that afloat because sponsors are becoming harder to come by. It's the great decline of Canada. Today is the best day it's ever going to be. Tomorrow will also be the next greatest day it's going to be. Just enjoy the ride down. I've given up.
Le denouement, as they call it.
Don't go to Dubai.
Hello.
Dubai is one of my absolute bucket list places to go. My idea of Dubai is right now what New York was back in the early 1900s. The biggest and best of everything. I'm not saying it's going to last forever, but that's what they have right now. The best of everything.
You know what's crazy? And it's run by a dictator. And he's doing a phenomenal job.
Not a dictator, the crown prince.
Who's a dictator?
Okay, we're that discussion for another day.
Creaking Bones from England, UK.
Howdy.
Just thought I'd drop you this message. So I love the show.
Thank you.
The content, all the stories, easy listening. Don't change anything about it. Listen to it every Monday morning. Be safe and well. Keep doing what you're doing. Love it.
Well, they always say when it comes to the Western world that part of formerly Europe is kind of the trendsetter, and you can kind of look a year and ahead in advance and see the future of what's going on there, and that eventually trickles over to our side. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will. Right?
Can I walk across the U.S. border and claim asylum?
You can, but that means you can't come back to Canada.
Not a bad thing.
It's your call, man. You just signed a new lease, didn't you?
That's true. I got 6 months to figure that out.
There you go.
What's up, guys? This is Ian Gibbs calling in from Colorado.
Hey.
A little bit about me. I played goalie, junior B in high school.
Weirdo.
It was a long time ago. After high school, I basically stopped playing, stopped watching the game for many years, got into skiing and other things. Grew up in Northern California, so I've always been a diehard Sharks fan.
Nice.
Just this year, I'm actually getting back into hockey, going to some games. I went to an Avs game, and I'm finally switching my allegiance from the Sharks to the Avalanche. So Game 7 was super disappointed. I mean, I've watched the Sharks get their teeth kicked in by the Avs and Stars my whole life. So switching to the Avs is a big deal for me. My question is, because it was like poetic for me to have Blackwood get traded to the Avs because I think he's incredible. What do you think? And I really believe in him. What do you guys think he needs to do to be, a long-term threat? How does he need to switch his mindset and his game? Because I really believe in this guy. And I'm curious, Travis, what you think, having played the position, like I see Mackenzie Blackwood as a superstar, and I hope the Avs invest in him that way.
I agree. I called it on the show back in November when they traded for him. I thought this is the missing piece. He's going to carry them all the way. And to be honest, he's about 2 minutes of error hockey away from doing exactly that. 6'5", super. He's like a Canadian Vasilevsky, if I can make that comparison. The pride of Thunder Bay, Mackenzie Blackwood. The team kind of blew it for him with those 3 Rantanen goals to come back in Game 7. And to be honest, I'll take a little bit of accountability here. I think I'm the biggest playoff jinx this year because in that Game 7, Dallas, Colorado was up 2-0. I was already on the laptop. I was making clips about the Dallas choke.
Yeah.
And I turned the TV off. I finished a bunch of clips. I turned it back on. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I got to delete these. And then
that's called counting your chickens before they hatch.
The Blues one too. With about 3 minutes left, I started hammering as many clips as I could. I'm going to post every anti-Jets clip we've ever done. And then I turned the TV back on. I'm like, oh, I got to delete all these now.
Here's what I will say.
True story.
Macklin Celebrini is a ton of fun to watch in San Jose. I mean, I'm not saying rethink your loyalty. But,
Askarov too. Askarov's great.
Man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of upside in that Sharks team. Just saying. Maybe hang on. I get it, but I get it.
Yo, what's up? I'm a huge fan of the show.
Thank you.
I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on the Blues-Jets game. Terrible collapse by the Blues in the last few minutes. I'm a huge Binnington fan.
Oh,
same.
I think he's way better than Hellebuyck.
Oh,
Hellebuck's so overrated. He sucks.
Well,
he's right.
Blues defense just let him down in the last couple of seconds there of the game. But we'll be back. Stanley Cup run in 2026. Take that to the bank.
Maybe you're right. I will say I love the fact that the NHL is being creative with the awards this year instead of doing the knuckle puck Oscars presentation of their award show. I love the fact that they're doing this kind of covert thing, like when they gave Sasha his 2 awards by all the kids that he visits at the Children's Hospital down in Miami. I thought that was brilliant. Showing up and giving Connor Hellebuyck both the Vezina and the Hart while he's out fishing. I just think that's amazing.
And Eric Comrie too. They brought him down there.
Yeah, because they're boys, right? Mm-hmm. No, I thought the whole thing was great. I think that's really sweet.
I just want to say, Dave, you have such a nice radio voice. Mm-hmm. It's so soothing. Just listening to the pod at work makes my day go by that much easier.
Oh, boy. This is not going to end well.
Travis, you sound like a ass bitch when you are just pretending that the United States is like this right-wing utopia that will like solve all our problems if we get annexed by them. And I think this type of rhetoric only adds to the problems, the cultural problems that we have in this country that was imposed on us by liberals and Stephen Harper with reconciliation education that my generation had to go through. Just want to get your thoughts on that, maybe from both of you. Thanks for taking the call. Bye now.
Well, shout out to GP. I've taken that 8-hour bus ride from Fort Mac to GP more times than I can count. And as a fellow Northern Albertan, I feel you. I feel those long winters and those short summers. But yeah, I understand your frustration. I don't think anyone's overly happy with whatever's going on.
To be honest with you, this might be the first time in almost 4 years doing the show. I'm speechless. I generally don't know what to say to you.
All right. We'll just say thank you for the phone call.
Well, there's no solution no matter which way you go. It's sad. It really is sad. But thank you for the call.
I feel like Nick Foligno's like a top 10 captain in the NHL. What do you guys think?
Except this year.
He's got a good haircut.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's tough as nails.
Bald as a bean.
Yeah. I think any team would be happy to employ him. How about that?
I would never say that to his face, by the way.
Why?
Hey, you're bald.
Yeah, no. Not with that. Not with that hair.
You know what? If I could for a second, I don't know if maybe I'll edit this out after. I was talking with Matt the other day. We were talking about Stuart Skinner and the death threats to his family and whatnot. And Matt was asking me, he's like, I haven't really been following, so kind of give me the closed notes version. And I said, oh, just a bunch of cowards. You know, they're pissed off, whatever. People are spending money, gambling. They're upset. They lost money because they're a bunch of idiots, and they're taking it out on Skinner and his wife. And then I said, Matt, I'm like, oh, it's probably the same thing that you were dealing with when you were on social media. He's not on social media anymore. And he says to me, believe it or not, I've never had a negative interaction face-to-face ever.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, never has anybody come up to Matt Murray and said something negative. I've never had that either. Obviously, you have outside your studio. The one guy wanted to do the Royal Rumble and the Osborne.
There's been a handful, but more often than not, the keyboard warriors, as we'll coin them for the sake of this conversation, are just happy to do it there. It's like those two dogs barking at the other side of the fence, and once the fence comes back, they're fine with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way, how are the headphones feeling? Comfy?
Good.
Yeah, right?
They're nice.
Yeah.
Comforting on these ears.
JLabs.
Big old ears.
Thank you, JLabs.
Mr. Travis Ridgen, Kyle calling from Penticton.
This guy.
I know we had a discussion on chat about a bet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I wanted Binnington, and you would take Hellebuyck for a Game 7 bet, 1 hour till puck drop. But you won't take the bet, and I was just wondering as to why you won't take your hero for your hometown team, Mr. Connor Hellebuyck. Why don't you shed some light on that one?
I may have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. And judging by Hellebuyck's playoff performances and Binnington's, even though it was $40, and listen, I could be up $40.
Well, and for the record, sir, aren't you happy that he didn't take that bet?
He should be happy that I didn't take the bet because he would have ended up owing me money.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I said I have no faith in this guy, and hey, he turned it on in overtime. So, Kyle, you're up $40. Me, I'm still neutral.
They've been allowed to perpetrate this fraud now for too long. And unfortunately, the public is just ignorant on the situation.
Why does that sound like Andrew Tate? It sounds exactly like Andrew Tate. Is he calling the show now?
And it's tough to watch. People need to be more accountable or accountable for their actions. Lack accountability is why we've gotten to this space.
Mm-hmm.
I will agree. There is a lack of accountability, especially in the younger generations. And not to call you out too much, I get it. You have your own plate. I totally understand. But I think that is unfortunately just been missed in a lot of the generational lessons that we were supposed to pass on. And that's a lot of that's on my generation.
I agree. And I think the absence of fathers in this generation is to blame. There have been no fathers sticking around being more like a piece of furniture than an actual role model to set the youth straight, to understand how the world is actually supposed to work. And now we're at a point where there are so many fundamental issues. If you were to actually fix it, it would take so long.
Well, best time to plant a tree, 20 years ago. Second best time, right now.
I don't think anybody wants to plant trees, unfortunately.
I do.
I would love to. I would love to plant all the trees. But I don't I don't think society's ready for it.
What's going on, boys? It's Patty from Vaughan, Ontario.
Hey.
I love Dave's hats. Pretty much agree with everything that Trav says.
I was challenged to not wear a hat for a while.
All right, Hathead.
Especially about Ontario. It is a shithole. I'm actively looking to move to Florida or anywhere else in the States to
Yucatan. Contact YPS. Tell them this podcast sent you. YPS, Yucatan Property Scouts. You won't regret it.
avoid this shit. Excuse the language, but Trav, I think you should still get on the ice, at least play some beer league, have some fun with it. That's what I do. I played a bit of college in Ontario. I knew I wasn't going to make the big leagues, but it's all about the fun. I know Dave's kind of reiterated that too, and it's good vlog footage too. Maybe doing a training camp in England or Germany or Austria, or even what about that Australia league? That'd be a real trip, right? But boys, my favorite podcast in the whole world. Keep up the good work. And until next time.
I actually got an invite to play in the Israeli Pro Hockey League, semi-pro hockey league. Right?
That'd be fun.
Basically like a Fed setup, and one of the guys that I played with in the Fed was like, bro, let's go play in the league. He puts up an Instagram story the other day. They're hiding in the rink from a missile attack.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm so glad I did not sign there.
By the way, our thoughts and prayers to everybody in that whole area that...
yeah, we're not touching that one.
No, that is way above my pay grade. I am just praying for everybody.
I'm just saying I'm happy I didn't play hockey there. That would have been a terrible idea.
Bryan Hayes. Like, who is this guy? Played 2 years of OHL, got demoted to OJHL 20 years ago, but yet he's going to talk about what he knows what is wrong with Matthews and Marner and Nylander. This guy has no idea. He is hopping on the tales of Jeff O'Neill and Jamie McLennan, guys who actually played in the league. That guy is such a tool.
Can I? May I?
Tell me how you really feel.
OHL or OJHL or both, did he say?
No, whatever.
He still played at a high level, higher than most. Like, even to play junior hockey is the 1% of all hockey players, let alone, I get it, Noodles and O-Dog, they played in the show. I get it. It's hard to compare. It's hard to touch. But to discount Bryan Hayes and say he only played in the OHL, come on, man. That's still very respect-worthy.
I have met people who have never skated before that understand the game extremely well. If you're looking for that inner psychological, cultural kind of perspective on teams, then yeah, you would probably want to have somebody that has a little more experience behind the scenes. But for just the play on the ice, there are people that are far more knowledgeable than me. And I'll use Jonah Hill as an example in the movie which we referenced last week, Moneyball, where he like, look, I understand the game from a numbers level. There's a bunch of different ways to understand the game. I don't think it has to be I played so I know. Does that make sense?
It can help.
It helps in certain aspects.
There are outliers to all the rules, but the outliers do not disprove the rule. But at the same time, the OHL is a high level of hockey.
Okay, what about Ron McLean, a guy who is synonymous with the word hockey? No, stop. Put that away. Put your feelings away about the whole Don Cherry situation. The guy was a referee in the Western Hockey League in Red Deer predominantly. but is a mainstay. When you mention the word hockey in Canada, Ron McLean comes attached to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying something because he's a smooth broadcaster, knows what he's talking about, and is able to engage the people around him into getting the things that are going to play well for the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey, boys, just wanted to tell you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
I like your podcast. I think lots of others do. I like your guys' takes. I mean, I don't agree with all of them, but
Nor
why
should
would
you.
I?
Nor should
Just like
you.
any other normal person, they would never agree with everything someone says, or they have no thoughts of their own. But I like what you guys say. I like the banter you guys have. It's awesome. You guys are doing a great job. You guys should be proud of yourselves. Again, I don't care if this makes a show. Just wanted to give a shout out that you guys are doing good work. It's acknowledged. There's lots of people out here. I'm sure you get these all the time, but there's lots of people that are seeing this. So good job, boys. Keep it up. Keep at her.
How sociopathic do you have to be if you're doing a show saying that everybody should agree with you? What, are you going to have thousands of views listening?
I'm bouncing back and forth between what I want on my epitaph. One of them is never a dull moment. Another one is I'm glad we never agreed on everything. Because how boring would life be if we agreed on everything?
It is true.
It'd be very boring.
That's true.
Been meaning to call in sooner, as I said. Wish I could really get out to Winnipeg. The white out.
Can you hear the Cobra chickens in the background?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks so amazing in that city. Other thing is I just got back from a hockey tournament in Rochester, New York, to help raise money for childhood diabetes awareness.
Nice.
But I had a shutout going into the championship game against a team that we lost to earlier that last weekend. But they beat us 8-4. What's the longest shutout you've ever had where you've given it up in the last couple seconds of the game? I had it going until about 5 minutes left. We ended up going into a shootout for overtime, ended up losing 2-1. But I tell you what, as a goalie, it's an amazing feeling doing something like that and knowing that I still have the capability. So, yeah, what's the longest you've ever held a shutout thinking you're going to get it, and then all of a sudden they tie it up in the end? Again, keep up the great work, boys. I love the show, and I always look forward to hearing the next episode.
Thank you, sir. Shout out to...
the last call, too?
No. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
Okay. Longest shutout. God, dude, I've played on a lot of dog shit teams. There was not many opportunities for shutouts. I think I had actually, you know what? I think I had a shutout going into the second period of my first college game, and then we got shelled like 4 in the second period, and I got yanked. That's probably the one that comes to mind.
Weird question. Have you ever had a shutout?
Yeah. My last win of junior hockey was a shutout. 4-0, made 45 stops.
Nice.
Thanks for coming.
Nice.
2-0.
What's up, Trav? So you've been asking me to call in. Finally got a couple minutes here. I'm from the States, tri-state area. So when you put up that comment about, Hank, he was the king, man.
Yep.
He owned the Garden. He owned New York City. I couldn't imagine being basically a GQ model in the NHL. The guy had super riz. Greatest goalie to come out of Sweden. Wins it for Sweden. Never could win a cup for the Rangers. Very disappointing. But he did rule the city. But with that being said, I got to watch Richter win a cup, then watch Hank, now watching Igor. Pretty 3 good goalies to keep watching consecutively here. I'm definitely going to call in again soon. Thanks.
Anytime.
Thank you for the call, my friend.
Always open. Glad you're still playing. Glad you're still enjoying it. Well done.
And you can call in about anything. If you got something on your brain, you want to air some dirty laundry.
Shower thoughts, whatever.
You're pissed off. You agree with something. You disagree.
The solution to nuclear fusion, whatever.
All calls are aired.
Totally
As
down.
long as you're not every other word is an F-bomb. Because then we can't really play those. Outside of that, everything gets aired.
Hey, Trav, this is Deeks. We did some sessions with Nolan Kursiba. I played at VIU for a bit on Vancouver Island there in Nanaimo. And I work at the hockey shop in Nanaimo there. And I played some junior hockey, and I love the pod. Keep it up. Keep it up, guys.
That is the most West Coast phone call we've ever gotten.
That's a Western hockey accent right there.
Absolutely it is.
All right. How many more calls? We got 2?
Last one.
You
ready?
This is the final call
Here we
of
go.
the season.
And then we shutting it down. Enjoy your summer, everybody.
Closed for business.
Hey, Trav and Dave. This is Jeremy calling from New Brunswick.
This is
I was listening to the podcast last week with my son, and I got a lot of racist, homophobic, and a lot of lack of heterosexuality from Dave in this last podcast, and I know, that's got to stop. Boom, eh? Take care, eh?
Do I need a bigger mustache? Do I need to grow this out more? What's it missing? What more mustache? That's what I'm hearing. I know what you're saying, but I'm hearing more mustache.
It's been a while. Boom hasn't called in for a little bit.
Well, thank you for the phone call, Boom.
You didn't call him. That's it. We're cleared. We're done.
We're done. Take him home, Travis Ridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege playing for you this evening. Gentlemen, we will go down with the ship. No, I'm kidding, obviously. No, seriously, from the bottom of my heart and from Dave's heart, thank you so much.
Thank you
for listening to the show for this season, for the last 3 seasons since we started doing it, even the year before when it was me and Pat Shea for 4 years.
And every clip that you see pop up, hit a like, leave a comment, even if it's boo or LOL or
boom,
whatever. Boom, whatever it may be.
By the way, can we appreciate for a sec that Boom guy? I know exactly who that is because he's always leaving comments on Instagram. If that dude's eyes were any closer together, they'd be cousins.
Oh, boy.
Literally. Like a turbot fish. Google turbot fish to see exactly what this guy looks like.
Oh, no.
But everybody listening, whether you're Boom, whether you're a lover, you're a hater, the ladies, the players, everything that Fred Durst called out in Roland, thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for the support and the sponsors. Thank you for the voicemail call-ins. We could not do it without you. There will still be new episodes every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 in the prairies in Winnipeg, 9 in the foothills of Calgary and Saskatoon, and 8 on the Pacific Northwest. It will be the summer interview series. If you want to support this show during that time, you can get every single episode for $5. You get free merch and perks, and you help support us, keep the lights on. If you want more political, uncensored everything, come fall time. My name is Travis Ridgen.
Thank you, J-Labs.
I played 4 years of professional hockey. He's Dave Wheeler. He's at the top morning show in the city of Winnipeg. And for the final time in the 2024-25 season, thank you. We will see you soon.